You are now entering the Lettuce Comics cold open experience. You are now leaving the Lettuce Comics cold. Hey, everybody. My name's Hagen, and welcome back to Lettuce Comics. Today is a very special day today because I have got some friends. The first up is Steve from from Steve Driscoll Comics with Stevey D. And next is Nate from Hollywood Comics. Today is a very special day. You can tell because of my getup. This is the first live stream that I've ever been the one to run. And the reason I'm doing this today is because Steve sent me a very, very nice AOK. And I wanted some help to unbox it. So I've got Steve here because he sent it to me, and I've got Nate here because of holy matrimony.
Yeah, because we're married. It's okay.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
I am doing fantastic. Fantastic.
Now, one order of business that we have to address that I actually didn't know is that it is a very special day for Steve as well because it is his 65th birthday.
So come on, give that man a happy birthday in the chat, everybody.
Glad to be here, guys.
We're glad to have you, buddy. Happy birthday, Steve.
Yeah, happy birthday. If you are in my chat right now, you've probably heard of Steve because we talk about him all the time. But if this is your first introduction to him, I would just like to say that Nate and I both really, really enjoy his channel. If you are on YouTube to find highly edited, pristine content that's obviously very, very high dollar production value, you're in the wrong place for one. But if you enjoy the guy in the comic book store that just enjoys being there and talking to everybody and chatting up the checkout guy like in a cool way, not in a weird way,
right?
You should absolutely go subscribe to Steve and Nate too, I guess.
Yeah, but Steve first.
Absolutely, well, Steve first.
And these guys, of course, they do great shows.
Well,
thank you, Steve.
I don't know if you guys have anything to show. I didn't tell you to bring anything. This was very impromptu. I didn't even get the chance to get this dry cleaned. So
I just brought a small stack of books that David, the Garage Geek, he's in the chat, that he actually sent to me last week.
Hi, David.
Yes, hello to David. But just a couple. That's all I got. But I know we're here for what Steve sent you, so that's what I'm excited to see. So if there's time.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the box. I'm probably going to do like 3/4 of it, and then the last couple after that. I did already cut it because nobody cares about watching somebody else cut open a box. And I did open it. I opened this last night because I got it yesterday, and I did see that he sent me this, and this is a letter. And Steve, if it's okay with you, I'd like to read this. Is that all right?
Sure.
All right. So he wrote the date on it, and it says, "Hey Hagen, well, it was neat to see you on Nate's Comic Hang. Your humor and wit is so quick. Years ago in St. Louis, we had a terrible storm, and the power was out all over the city. It was in July or August. The temps were between 95 and 100 degrees. I had no electricity for 14 days. And it was hot with high humidity. When the power came back on, it was a big relief. I'm sending you this gift to show you that there are people who care about others in this world. I believe most people are good. The media just shows the bad stuff all the time. It brings people down. That's why I don't watch much news. And that's why I was unaware of the hurricane that messed up your area. Nature cannot be stopped in all its raw power, but people are also a powerful force. This little box of colorful paper is just a very small way that people care. It can in no big way make up for everything people are going through in your area. but I hope it can put a smile on your face, lift your spirits, and give you some new reading material. Your friend, Steve. Keep your chin up. God bless.
Oh my Lord. That is
yeah,
so
so
nice.
I have a it's a bag and board that I keep any stickers that get sent to me and all of the letters that have been sent to me. I'm gonna need like a file folder at some point because I keep getting a lot of awesome stuff, but that is absolutely going in there. But without further ado, thank you very much for the letter, and I'm gonna go ahead and see what is in this box.
Cool.
Gonna take everything out first, and then all right. So first up is
make yourself bigger, rookie.
oh yeah.
There you go.
This is Ultimate Marvel Team Up number 16. I don't know anything about this. I'm assuming that this is a team up between Shang-Chi and Ultimate Spider-Man, which is super cool. Always like to see Ultimate Spider-Man stuff. If you guys are in chat, by the way, I know I haven't made anybody big. I'm sorry. But if you guys know anything about anything that I'm showing off, absolutely put it in there. Next up is Hallows Eve number 3 with a Hobgoblin character. Does anybody know what it is?
Nah, I have no idea, but that's cool. Like a female Hobgoblin or Green Goblin?
Yeah, I've got no idea, but that's really cool. Then
that's
the last Christmas,
awesome.
Number 5. Yeah, this is right up my alley.
I don't know what that is. That's awesome.
Yeah, Steve, this has got to be from a dollar bin dive of yours, right?
Oh yeah. Most of them are. Some of them are.
That's fantastic. He's smoking a cigar with an M16 and like a dead polar bear or something. I've got no idea.
You better not be naughty when he's around.
But yeah, that's going up on my wall.
I'm looking that one up.
Right.
That's written by Brian Posen. He's a comedian you would recognize if you don't recognize the name.
I do know Brian Posehn. I've only ever
yes.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Guardians of the Galaxy, Talon versus Rancor.
Who's who?
I don't know. They're both kind of Talon-y and Rancor-y.
Right.
What I want to know is who is this guy up here in the corner box?
Does he got a flat head or something in that picture?
Yeah. It's not. It's not
one of
Hammerhead, is it?
These are the old Guardians of the Galaxy that were not like the ones in the movie. It's one of their characters.
I want to say they're the Guardians that like Sylvester Stallone's crew was playing in the movies. And I love that cover David says, I just threw up. He loves 90s art so much.
Yeah. I picked up a bunch of those from him that he, I think, just wanted to get rid of, and he sent them all to me in a package. This is something. Dogs of London number 1.
Wow.
And this is by Aftershock Comics. I don't think I own anything Aftershock. I
think I do.
It was way too spooky for me. That's one reason I passed it on.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, but yeah, I mean it's really cool. The blood and the art is pretty gnarly. And next is Red Sonja, She-Devil with a Sword, number 26. Because everybody needs a metal bikini woman.
Yeah.
And then we've got Steve. No, Steve.
Everything you know about Ravage is wrong. I don't know anything.
I don't know anything.
I don't know
that
anything either, you know.
I know that I see him in dollar bins all the time, but other than that, I've got no idea. I'm gonna take off this monkey suit. It's way too hot in here. Oh my gosh.
I know Martin,
Loosen
the
the tie,
Aussie comic
man.
book
You
collector.
Go all the way, man.
Yeah.
Martin, the Aussie comic book collector, unironically loves Ravage 99. He says it has like parallels with Grimjack and Judge Dredd in terms of theme, but you know it doesn't in terms of art.
Yeah. No, I've seen on his channel where he has that storage unit that's lined with 2099.
I bet he's got 30 back there some days.
I so appreciate the dedication to the bit. Kay Munin says her name is Hallows Eve. Her actual name in the comics is Elizabeth Tyne. Awesome. See, that's why I have you guys here. It's because I have no idea what's going on. While I am on a little bit of a break, I am going to go through and see who we've got. So we've obviously got Richard in here, lettuce and gentlemen. I'm taking that wrench away, actually, because
Hey, Richard.
We don't allow puns. Lazy writing.
We've got Hall Yeah Comics, Chris Parker.
Oh, hey Chris.
Big Nasty Comics in the Mount Rushmore, surely for comic book names.
It's one of my favorites to say.
And then David from Garage Geek.
Yeah.
There you go. A bunch of good guys in there.
Yeah.
Matt
likes comics.
And there's another one.
Kay Munin is here and helping us out. Renegade Comics.
Oh, hey Jason.
Renegade Rants. And Jonathan Ramirez. I think
I know that guy too.
I think that's everybody for now.
This is a quality chat happening.
Oh yeah.
You did well for your first one.
Oh yeah. All right. Next up is
Oh, cool.
That's a cool cover.
Yeah. Black Orchid Annual #1.
Is that a Dave McKean cover or just Dave McKean-esque?
Negative space thing going on.
Let me open it and see. Because it's very Sandman-y, like the weird like abstract Sandman covers.
Well, that's Dave McKean did all of those like multimedia art covers for the Sandman, and Black Orchid was, Gaiman wrote one of the miniseries at least.
It is you're not going to be able to see it. My webcam was $20, but it is Dave McKean.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really, really like that. I love DC Vertigo stuff and annuals. If you're not aware, pick up annuals because a lot of times they're like condensed versions of the character, and they're really fun to read. Next is New X-Men #147, and we love a Magneto cover.
Oh, that's a cool Magneto cover right there.
Yeah,
and
that's super
I'm
cool.
pretty sure that's from Grant Morrison's run, which is
if
you're gonna read it.
I'm always a sucker when the tones go from yellow to orange and all the gradients in between. It just highlights the character or the situation tremendously.
Yeah, if I had maybe 6 more pixels in my camera, you'd be able to see that a little bit better. But yeah, that's super cool. And then Wolverine patch #3. I don't know anything about the patch persona. I know we're missing Jacob here, and he would be the one that knows. But do any of you guys know anything about who Patch is?
I just picture it's like, the one that he goes and picks up tail with,
He's at the eye doctor, really. Cover your one eye.
The eye patch works as an icebreaker.
Right.
All right. Next up is Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, that's
Red
really
Sonja.
cool.
This is a I mean, it's a reprint, right? But it's a reprint of.
Mm-hmm. It's probably a facsimile. Like,
yeah, Let's see.
And I just think, thanks to Son of Crom, I actually picked up some trades of the original Conan run, and I am enjoying it. The Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I've got that one Savage Sword of Conan that was recommended to me. Like somebody told me, get any magazine size Conan book.
Yeah,
and I picked the one where he's fighting a tentacle monster because I'm a very simple man. All right. Next up is Savage Circus.
It says heavy metal at the top.
Columbus. Yeah, Heavy Metal Elements, I think, is the imprint.
Okay.
But this is Savage Circus, and this is 5 of at least 5.
Well, like Conan and others, like I haven't read a lot of the magazines, but the heavy metal stuff is always interesting.
Yeah. Renegade said something. Patch his Madripoor alter ego to stay off the radar.
Yeah, because nobody can tell.
Yeah. Nobody nobody can tell that the short, stocky, acerbic man.
The 4'8" hairy guy with knives go down his hands. Is that Wolverine? No, he's got a patch. Someone different.
That can't be Wolverine. Wolverine doesn't wear an eye patch.
Wolverine's got 2 eyes. I've seen it.
All right. Next is. Ooh,
that's cool.
That's awesome. Mars #1. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard of the first comics.
Yeah, that's a good independent label. That's going to be fun. At least it's going to be interesting. That's cool, man.
Oh yeah, I looked through that one. It's got some nice interiors in it.
Well, let's see for everybody. Why don't
I think there was a scene where she's giving birth, or she's being birthed out of this giant.
Yep, I just saw that. We're gonna move on. You couldn't have timed that better.
Steve is sitting.
She was fully clothed too. What do you know?
All right. Next is Judgment Day #5. Avengers and Eternals.
That's a cool cover.
I have seen like some panels from this where some entity is going around judging whether or not these heroes are worthy. But I haven't actually read the story, so I'm excited about that.
There's a lot of Captain America in there, so that's why I sent those.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you knew that I like Captain America, but I appreciate that. And then we've got another one, Judgment Day. I think this is also says #5.
Oh, what a beautiful cover, man!
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Is that Wanda?
I don't know. It can't be Wanda. She's wearing blue.
I know, but
it can't be Wolverine.
Maybe it's her Madripoor identity to avoid detection.
Yeah.
I kind of like covers that are more simpler in design, not with 25 characters on it, and you can't really determine each individual picture, because they're shrunk down so much.
Yeah. No, these are cool where there's definitely like a central focus, and you could see like the movement coming away from whoever she is. But yeah, that's really cool. I've got 4 left. So if you guys have stuff to show, we can go ahead and go around the horn, and then we'll end with the last 4 books that Steve sent me.
Cool.
So Steve? Who wants to go first?
What about the birthday boy? Does he have anything he wants to share?
Oh, I got a bunch of stuff you'll like.
All right.
All right, I was lucky. I won 200 comic book subscriber giveaway that from Casino Comics, and he sent me a really nice AOK, our winning package, and in there was a bunch of Superman, and before I show, I just got to say to David out there, the Garage Geek, we're trying to contact each other, and something's going on weird with the phone, so we're continuing to go. But I had no idea I was going to be on this live stream today, David. Believe me. Okay. With that said, hey everybody. All right. I just did a Christmas special, and I got a new book.
That is
Superman and Santa Claus.
Outstanding. That's DC Comics Presents, man. I'm putting that run together. That is awesome, Steve.
Number 67. Number 67.
It's on the list.
Okay, and I got another AOK from Matt. Hi, Matt. He's in the chat. And in one of the books he sent me, I got familiar with Ambush Bug and the Substitute Legions, whatever they are in the DC world.
Substitute Heroes.
Yeah, but I got familiar with Ambush Bug, and I got this comic, which is great. Because that's Ambush Bug, and he aggravates the crap out of Superman. That's his thing. He teleports, but he uses technology to do it. And I was thinking a crossover between Marvel and DC. Nightcrawler and this guy get together, and that would be some kind of adventure, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Now, here's the book. It's beautiful. 4-star Spectacular Giant, number 6. And it's a fight between the boy and his dog.
Aw. A boy and his dog locked in mortal combat.
And this is number 6.
Looks vicious there.
Oh yeah, I haven't read it, but I am going to. The one I read that was interesting, Spider-Man Kingpin to the death. And what's funny about this, the artwork it's great and everything, but they address the reader all the time throughout. You get in the mode of the story, and then all of a sudden they address the reader, and it just forget that part. The rest of it was good. All right. Then here's a Superman with every Superman character there is on the cover. I don't know anything much about Superman or DC characters. I'm a Marvel person. So I'm really happy to get these DC books. And see, like I was saying, with all these characters, nothing sticks out. Nothing is really that interesting. It's just you got to focus to find each one. I don't. But here's one. I sent a book to Holya that was like this.
Yeah.
And
80s Tron computer animation.
Yeah. And this is where Lex Luthor finds out the true identity of Superman. So that's a pretty cool comic.
It looks like he's making a crochet pattern of Superman.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn him into an oven mitt.
It's number 2.
Potholder.
Number 2 from 87. And here's a real old one. Green Lantern, Green Arrow. The Harpies are coming.
Oh,
I'm trying to.
Cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, look at the details on the Harpy's talons up there.
Mm-hmm. That's a great book, Steve.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just thrilled to death, and those were the DC ones, and there's still more. This was one of the neatest covers. They're all neat. I sent him a little message saying I like the 3 particular books the best, but they're all good. One as good as the other. But look at these 3 characters all on one book.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before, actually.
I haven't either.
It's Hulk 350, The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I love that. That is cool.
And on the giveaway, he said, just tell me what you like. I'll try to put the books together, you know? And so I sent him a few characters I like, and I put modern Iron Man, since I got the old ones already. And there's an X-Men.
That's cool. I like Colossus. I think he's a cool looking character.
And the hits keep coming. It was a big, I mean, it's the kind of stack I send other people. So, you know, I love Captain Marvel. This is 44. When I was a kid, Captain Marvel, this is the year 20 cents, 25 cents is when I started buying comics in the 70s. Here's for your Doctor Strange people. This is 186. Stan Lee wrote this, and Steve Ditko illustrated. That's what he's got written on the back.
Very cool.
That's really cool.
There's so many nuances to a cover, you know. And I said I like Marvel Team Up, you know. This is number 24. Now I could have possibly bought this because I bought Marvel Team Ups back then. But when I was just going into my sophomore year and my parents moved out of St. Louis, and I sold my long box of comics to my comic collecting friend, Mike. So he's got them somewhere, wherever he is. Here's with the werewolf, Spider-Man and the werewolf.
That is cool.
And this is number 12. This is exactly the period when I was buying comic books.
I like that they basically used Marvel Team Up as an excuse to have Spider-Man introduce people to other characters.
Yeah. It's a great Brave and the Bold from DC was the same thing. We'll just hang out with Batman for a day. Maybe people will buy you.
I have an issue where Iron Man and Johnny Storm team up. And Iron Man's old and mature, and Johnny Storm's a young teenager who just got his powers. And Iron Man's just raking them over the coals through the whole issue until they come together at the end. They were not fighting each other. They had to. He had to make the kid use his brains to solve, or to handle the crisis. He sent him to the library. Can you imagine Johnny Storm going into the library? Flame off! Flame off! Okay, here's the Thor 209. And the Day of the Deadly Druid. You guys let me know when it's in the picture good.
It's good.
You're good. You're good there. Nate, you love Thor, right?
I love Thor. He's the least exciting Marvel character I can think of. But I appreciate the covers. I start reading them and I'm like, ugh, all these names. There's so many names and places.
Here's a giant-sized Defenders. With a giant hand on the cover.
That is awesome.
I was a Defenders fan when I was a kid. When in the Defenders Avengers War. I just read that. I sent away for the trade paperback. I just reread it. It was just as cool second time with 45, 50 years in between.
Yeah, I freaking love the Defenders, man. They are a wacky group.
Green Lantern, Green Arrow, number 77. I love space covers, so this is really cool. I like when people are spacewalking or on the outsides of spacecraft and floating or flying with their powers. I think the two coolest ones in Marvel is the Silver Surfer and Captain Marvel. The way they leave a tail behind them, you know. Here's a Batman Detective Comics 624 with a really freaky looking cover.
Oh, that's Dick Sprang. that's a Dick Sprang. I'd know it anywhere, and the feeling let you know as well. Yeah, he is an old Batman artist, but he doesn't do the interiors. He just did 3 covers.
They got
I have that one.
Batwoman on there too. Here's a new character for me, Death Dealer. It's kind of like a Conan the Barbarian type character.
Yes. Based on old Frank Frazetta paintings. My parents owned a record store in the 70s and 80s, and you better believe they sold some Frank Frazetta artwork to the hippies that were buying vinyl and bongs back then.
I think that Death Dealer was introduced to me by Ricky from All Sorts of Words when he said that if you don't know who the Death Dealer is, he's that character that's spray painted on the side of every van you've ever seen.
Exactly.
Now there's a story about this next one. I sent this to somebody, X-Men #1, a modern X-Men #1, in an AOK, and now I got it back from someone else. Isn't that weird?
I have sent so many of those, and they always find their way home.
I know there's a lot of people that love the X-Men out there. I just collect Captain America and Iron Man, and West Coast Avengers. Those were my guys. Here's another X-Men. Here's a good fight scene. Good fist fight on the cover. And my last book is one I have, and he sent me, which I may send this to somebody as a AOK. It's Captain America 353. I guess the Supreme Soviets. I guess the Soviet super soldiers. They changed names, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the first appearance of that team, and it's just all Russian supervillains because the Cold War was a swinging.
You know, when I was a kid, we had to do a nuclear bomb test in school. I'm not kidding you. You got underneath your desk.
Yeah, they were lead lined.
That's lead, you know.
Yeah, you either get under the desk or you hop into a refrigerator. Either one of those, and you'll be fine.
Yes, just like Indiana Jones. I just have to highlight Renegade Rants called X-Men #1 the fruitcake of the comic community. I think that is apt. Like, oh, here you go. Ah, shit. All right, then I'll pass that along to someone else later.
I don't think I have ever actually eaten fruitcake. I think it's just something that you get begrudgingly and then know that you're going to throw away in like a Sonic drive-through. Like it's not even going to make it home.
Yeah, I can't say I've seen it, but I've never had it. No desire for something that lasts that long. It's like hardtack or something. Christmas hardtack. Oh, no, thank you. I have just a couple of things I'm going to show because, like I said, I got a really nice box of books from. I've gotten a couple of boxes of books from David, the Garage Geek. But hidden in that box, he gave me. Now, I am not a Funko Pop fan, like at all, and now he started me down that path. So, thanks. But they're Star Trek ones. So it's bad because I freaking love Trek. So we've got classic purple jumpsuit, Counselor Troy, which is I freaking love it. And I also I love this Worf so much.
Yeah,
like, right. how can you not? This is so cool. So yeah, I have stayed away from Funko Pops, and now that I have a couple, it's like when I see a Picard, I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta get it because Worf's lonely.
Just get some super glue and glue them to your dashboard when you're driving to work.
Yeah. So everything he sent me is a no, well, it's not all hardcover, but it's all trade. So this one's really cool. This is Batman Hush, the Noir edition. So it's all black and white art on the inside. And I mean this page obviously like looks really good because it's one of the painted
so
ones.
Cool.
I know. But to also get to see like uncolored Jim Lee art, I think is kind of cool. So this I don't own Hush like regular. So this is cool. I've read it, but I don't own it. These two are really stupid, and I am so excited. So collecting the Superman Death and Return of Superman era. I mean, I love that triangle era of Superman. So this is Doomsday. This collects a couple of miniseries. This is the kind of art that I am sure David could not wait to give away any quicker. It's just, I mean, it is so, we just talked about this a little bit, about how, you know, the Liefeld style kind of blended into everything. And it was, you know, this book as well. I mean, look at that, you know, it's not pretty, but I'm excited.
So it works for Doomsday.
I got Doomsday and then the Return of Superman. So after he died, we'll put that in quotes because he got better. But then like all of the other Supermen, like my personal favorite, Hank Crenshaw, the Cyborg Superman, or maybe it was Steel or the Superboy. But then Superman does come back, and he oh wow. I mean, what are we looking at here, right? And then two things I have not read. So I'm going to have to make sure I got the right reading order, but also the covers just totally match what it is. Like, I feel like this is the 90s comeback. Dark Knight's Metal, and it's a foily cover, and it's the hardcover. So Dark Knight's Metal, and what even is that? I cannot. Batman is a knight riding a Joker dragon, and Superman has some kind of I don't know. I can't wait. And then Dark Knight's Death Metal, also shiny. Look at Superman. He's like caveman Superman. Batman's got a scythe. I just don't know. But I do like Scott Snyder, so I'm kind of excited to read this. And the last book he sent me is still sealed. I cannot believe it's still sealed. I am so excited about this. I've not read a ton from this like universe, but it's Alan Moore's Tom Strong. And I have read some things that I've gotten from the library, but Alan Moore is one of my favorite writers. He's one of those writers like that I read, and when I don't completely understand it, I know that that's because he's so much smarter than me. So I'm at least a little bit smarter for having read it, even if I didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
He is something, and his superhero stuff is really cool. And I'm going to show this last thing just because I want to show it every chance I get. I am an action figure collector, and this is the high water mark. My collecting days may have to be over because I now have the Angela Lansbury as Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote, Toonie Classic line, I think it is, but it's a NECA figure, and it is. It's fantastic. As soon as I got this, I started watching Murder, She Wrote again. It's on Amazon Prime, and boy, does it remind me of like watching Murder, She Wrote with my grandma. Like, what is this crap, Grandma? This is terrible. But she was the grandma action star in the 1980s. Like your grandma, if you were a kid in the 80s, like I was, your grandma grew up with her as an actress that they really liked. And then when she was in that show, it's like, this is what I like to watch. So,
you will be happy to know that they sell a conversion kit for that action figure that turns it into a Pez dispenser for Cialis.
which I'm getting up there. I'll need it soon enough. But that's all I brought to your show today.
I'm glad that you chose to end with such a high dollar up the ticket item. That's awesome.
I love it so much.
Yeah, Renegade just said something. We need the Aunt May action figure here, and Jessica Fletcher can go on adventures.
That one with the man hands is something. I still have it. I still get alerts on eBay every now and again because I searched that.
What's so funny on the Son of Crime show? He showed the first appearance of the ferret, not ferret number one, but he looked it up and.
I saw that today. That was a really good one.
That thing is just bouncing around everywhere, and people are.
I'm equal parts ashamed and titillated by that. Yeah, the thing that really sealed that whole bit was the fact that he bought all of the '90s ferret in that same stream. Like that was just hilarious.
Yeah. When Matt bought it all, that was the best. It's in my cart.
There's one cover I got to be honest. I went and looked at them on my comic shop, and the one with the green cover, I don't remember the number. That's the one I would have bought. Just to have something different.
K Munin is so over this whole thing. We got
K Munin. I'm sorry. I didn't think the ferret would make an appearance. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. Well, I did do it. So I am more sorry. All right. The last 4 books from Steve's A-OK to me. This is the first one. This is Judgment Day number 4. And you've got like the Eternals coming down to face the X-Men with the Avengers Mufasaing in the sky behind them.
They have a pretty standard trade dressing on those that is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's apparent that it's a Judgment Day book. So like, yep. Death to the Mutants. And this is number 2. I have never ever understood why the X-Men now are still treated as like freaks and geeks, because how are they different than any non-mutant superhero? But
right,
that's comic book prejudice, I guess. Next up, oh, really cool, Judgment Day. This just says Judgment Day Omega, and I
don't recognize who's the character on the bottom.
The character on the bottom, I have no idea. I think the character in the middle is Icarus.
Yes.
I think the top one is maybe the speedster. Is it Makari? I don't know. I don't know the Eternals. The bottom one I've got.
I've never read the Eternals. Like I had a miniseries from Neil Gaiman, and I think I collected the whole thing. Didn't even finish reading it, and then I've tried to watch the movie on like 4 or 5 different occasions. I fall asleep every time.
Yeah, I didn't think the movie was awful, but it just kind of didn't. It just kind of didn't do anything.
Right.
So, there is that. It wasn't like a Guardians of the Galaxy where people get excited over heroes that people don't really know about. All right, last one is that's a good one.
That's cool.
Yeah, Steve, I know that you said that you don't like or that you prefer covers where they don't have a lot going on, but like when it's an ensemble cover like this.
Yes, I agree on that type of cover, but they're all striking a pose, a similar at attention kind of pose, and it's easy to determine each of the uniquenesses of the characters. Where if they're in battle and fighting, it just looks like a tornado of color.
Yeah, I don't know who the artist is on these, but the art is really neat. Does it say who the cover artist is? Mark Brooks.
Yeah, I mean he's good.
Yeah,
I mean you can tell it's not Alex Ross, but it's not like we have Alex Ross at home. Alex Ross, that's good.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a Rossian style, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Dope's here. Hey, Dope.
Hey, Dope. Yeah. So, Steve, it bears repeating, but thank you again so much for like all of these comics that you sent me. This is the whole stack here. So I really, really do appreciate it. But even more than the comic books, like I'm going to treasure that letter that you sent me forever. Like that's going to stay in that sleeve, and it's going to make it into the binder that I inevitably have to get. But yeah, thank you so much, and happy birthday, man!
Happy birthday again, Steve.
Yeah, 65. I'm officially an old part, you know.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love that you. I mean, I'm coming up on. I turned 48 here soon, but I still feel like, what am I doing kicking around on YouTube? Like it's a young man's thing. I love that you are just are jumping on too. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I just think it's tremendous, and like I tell like everybody that every time we talk about you, I say that you're one of our favorite people to watch. I just really like your enthusiasm and your kindness, and you're just such a sweet dude.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I had all my comics just sitting in these boxes, doing nothing, just sitting in the boxes. Like for 2 or 3 years, I wasn't collecting, wasn't doing anything. And I was going to sell my Captain America off. So I got on YouTube to see what it would be worth, going from channel to channel. And by doing that, it reignited my love for comic books, and off it went, And I never planned on doing a channel at all. I learned about channels from my grandson, Gabriel, and my other grandson, Leo. They would watch weirdo kid videos, teenage videos, and smaller. Yeah. And Leo would watch the little kid that gets all, his mom must work for the toy company, and he has a million toys he gets to open, So I'm watching them, and okay, I'll give it a like, And it was just time spent with the kids, grandkids, but I never dreamed it would go this far,
Well, keep them coming. Keep them coming, buddy. I loved your Christmas videos this year. Thank you. I mean, you did 3 in a day. It took me a while to get through all 3 of them, but I don't know, man. It was so cool, and I've always liked. I think it was one of your Halloween videos that was the first. Hagen found you first, and sent me a link on our Instagram chat, and I'm pretty sure it was one of his Halloween videos.
I think so.
And he's like, have you seen this guy? He just tells stories by using the covers of his comics, and I just loved it. So yeah, anybody who is in here who is not subscribing to Steve definitely should, because 1, he's awesome, but 2, it's his birthday and you didn't bring anything, so go sub.
Yeah, well, with that, Steve, thank you so much. Love your channel. You're great. Nate, matrimony with you has been wonderful. I look forward to many more years of it.
It's been a magical year. Magical.
Everybody who showed up, thank you so much. Dope Comics, Renegade, Richard, SideQuest.
SideQuest got here late. You Central Time Zoner.
Hey, that's me too. Hi, Eric.
Yeah, well, thank you for being here anyway. I know that I'm gonna miss people. Garage Geek, Richard again because he's great. Matt and K Munin. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but thank you everybody who showed up. Go subscribe to Hollywood Comics and Steve.
One second. Personal whore out. Come see my live stream on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, Eric, for Black Hole. We're going to discuss the graphic novel Black Hole, me and Ricky from All Sorts of Words, and David from Garage Geek, who's in the chat right now. It's a weird one.
I have a little plug on my comic book Christmas cover series. Really, it started with Thanksgiving, so I have a Thanksgiving covers one. Then I have a Christmas one in pop culture, TV characters, movies, etc. Then I have covers of superheroes, and the one I just recently did was Sacred, Rejoicing the Birth of Jesus. And that is that on the series. I got one more to do because I was on the show. I was talking about learning how to read with the Fun with Dick and Jane books, Scott Rowan. Well, I found we were cleaning out the garage, and I found a Christmas book of Dick and Jane that I had. I didn't even know I had it. So I got that and 2 or 3 other Christmas books. I'm gonna do one little one more to go.
Cool. Very cool.
Awesome. Well, yeah, everybody go check those things out. Like, comment, subscribe if you want, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Hagen, for inviting me, even though we live in the same house.